Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Welcome to, I think, video 48. Yep, video 48. We're gonna start working on some of that playlist functionality. This is real YouTube here. We made this button before, but when you click the add playlist, you get this in the real YouTube. You get all your playlists plus the watch later, and you can add the selected video to any of your playlists just by clicking on it. And you can also create a new playlist there by doing that. So we're going to work on getting the playlist going. You can also add a video to a playlist when it's created, but we're not there yet. I haven't done that yet. The other thing is when you go into your channel, you have a playlist tab, and it's going to list out all your playlists with links to them and how many videos. There's a little overlay with how many videos. So we've got some of this stuff going. So we got, these aren't links yet, but you're going to get this overlay. I've got that hooked up. The amount of videos, a cover, and these are all the same, but the cover will be whatever the poster is on the first video in the playlist will be the cover. So I was just testing it out with this one. You get the title, and over in our over here, we're going to get this list that's going to give you your playlists and a checkbox to instantly add or remove. Watch later is not hooked up yet, but these ones are all hooked up. Regular playlist functionality is hooked up, where you just click a button and you get your thing added to a playlist. You unclick it and it's off the playlist. And the ability to create new playlists. We didn't put the privacy option in, it's just an empty space there. But you can name your playlist and create it. So let's get into it. Quite a pain in the butt, quite extensive. It's probably going to take me 2 or 3 videos just to explain some of the code I've got going on. I want to walk people through most of it here. So the first thing you got to do is add a new model. Add a new model for your playlist. Set up just like our other models, really. We got a title. We got an owner. That's going to be a object ID, schema.types.object ID that references the user. Description, a string, number of views. I don't know if you necessarily need to store that. We might be able to just compute that on the fly wherever we need that, because that's just the total number of views from the videos. But I just put it in there anyways, why not? And then the videos, which is going to be an array of object IDs that reference the video, and then just our normal default created on date. And you just export that with mongoose.model. That's going to be the name of the new, whatever it is, the new model, I guess, or the new, I guess the new model based on the schema. Then we're going to add in some stuff to our schema. Well, actually, we got to create this schema. Same stuff, basically, except for video. Instead of an array of IDs, that's going to be an array of videos, because we want to be able to populate those videos when we need to. I used an input here for create. That goes with our create playlist mutation. That's the first mutation. You can do it either way. You don't need to use an input. I just did out of habit. And this one also has 3 parameters, but I added this boolean later in the game when I realized I wanted it. So usually if there's 3, I use an input, but you can just list them out. It's the same difference, really. All it does is save a little bit of typing right here, I guess, and just breaks things down a little more. I don't know. But there it is. That's for when you initially create a playlist. So you're going to have at least one video in mind when you're creating a playlist. Our basic queries are going to be get a user's playlist. That's going to return an array of playlists. So that's basically based on our context. We always know the current user. It's in the context. Once they're logged in, it's getting sent with every message. We've set that up earlier with some of our middleware videos way back when. And then you're going to get the ability to look up a playlist specifically by its ID, and that returns a single playlist. And our mutations as of right now are creating a playlist and then adding a video to a playlist. But this also is in control of removing a video from a playlist too. That's what this Boolean is. Instead of making more code with two different functions, we can get it all the work done with one just by adding that Boolean. I'll show you right now. It's going to be pretty easy to do. In addition to that, real quick, we should also just jump right to user. User now has a playlist property that's an array of playlists. And also add that right into the model schema type object, an array of object IDs that reference playlist. But all the functionality is going to be in the playlist. It just to keep things simpler. But we have to add this. And if you want things to work, you might want to go to your database and just add an empty array. Add an empty array to your user if you have any errors once you start getting going with this code. Like later when you want to look up a user's playlist, if there isn't anything there, you might get errors. So I throw in an empty array to start. Okay, on to some of the basic resolvers here. One thing is in your index, you're going to want to import the playlist and export it. This is just for our context. This ends up being our overall models context. That's why we're able to use models here. But you want to go and do that. Pretty simple queries. We get our user ID in our context. So we find playlists with the owner that matches. And then we just populate the paths we want to populate. So we're going to populate the videos. And for some reason, I'm populating the user off of that. I must have a reason for that, but I'm not sure what it is, that exact, because we already know the user, but I'm not sure what's up with that. Let's see, by ID, we're just finding by ID, and again, populating the owner, and populating all the videos, and all, because the owner doesn't have to be you, the owner could be any user. So that's why we're populating that, because we might want that information. And then here, we're not using the owners, could be any owner, so we're getting that owner's information again. Our mutation here, creating a playlist, getting that input, making a new playlist with the array of that first video, saving it, and then taking that saved data and pushing that into, so you'd have to put upsert true unless you create, if you put upsert true, you might get away with not creating an empty array for a playlist, but this just updates the user as well. And that's only updating the ID to the user. So once that ID is in there, now when we add one, we don't have to update the user. We're just updating by we're either pushing a video ID in or pulling the video ID out. And then we're just updating the playlist. And then we're going to find by ID the playlist, so we return an actual playlist here. Just because I've had trouble returning the final one and update, I look it all up again, and we get the whole playlist back. So you don't have to actually update the user again, because that ID for the playlist is going to remain the same. It's just going to change what's in it.